continued or even escalated a campaign of targeted killings away from traditional battlefields using drones and other means, an unprecedented crackdown on leaks of information, criminal prosecution of people accused of leaking to the public. Clearly, as the Edward Snowden leaks showed, an expansive, voracious surveillance state has continued, and on and on and on. And this recurring accusation that's, I think, a defining accusation of this era, that Obama has acted like Bush, betraying the expectations of his campaign, depends on how you define act like Bush. During the Bush years, when there was controversy over these programs and policies he was creating, that there were two very different strands of criticism that were often sort of coiled together and entangled, but actually are quite distinct. One was what I call the rule of law critique, and the other was the civil liberties critique. So the rule of law critique says the president has to obey the law. The president cannot say he's the commander-in-chief and just sort of willy-nilly blow through statutes and treaties that say he can't do X because he decides he wants to do X anyway. And that was sort of that's how Bush put in place very rapidly all these wrenching changes to the government's approach to national security. The civil liberties critique says the government should not have these powers vis-a-vis the individual as a matter of individual rights and American values. If the government wants to wiretap, they need to get a judge's permission. That the government should never torture people. If the government is going to prosecute someone, they should prosecute them in a regular court with all the full panoply of defendant rights. And the difference between these two critiques is that one can be fixed. The rule of law critique can be changed if Congress changes the law so that it authorizes rather than forbids what the government wants to do. And whereas the civil liberties critique can't be fixed. The only way to fix a civil liberties problem is for the government to stop doing that thing.